Let's bring that down here. Anyway. Let's put this up. Right, where's that? Push that over there for a minute. That's all done. Can I push this chair back? Actually, I can't. I can't move here. Bloody Nora. Hold on a minute. Where's that computer? Wait, Bronson, I've got to move this. I can't move this front room. It's being took everywhere. Let's move this metal part out the way. Now it's sort of like, I've done the capacitor. Let's go get some parts for it. Oh my god. Is it sitting down? Jesus. Let's push that over in that corner. Then I can move the chair back. Right there. Lovely. That then. Put the Ferguson TV on there. Let's move this out of the way. Fucking hell, that looks better. Jesus. Put that Nintendo Switch on there. That can go in that corner. Lovely. That's looking better. Right. Need as much room as I can for this. Let's see. Power supply. Bronson, you always end up running off, didn't you? You're mad, you are. You are bonkers, boy. Don't quite make it out. Oh, he fell off the chair. Alright. Trying to get as many projects as I've done as I can to get finished off. Because fucking tape. Why did they put fucking tape over it? I mean, what was they hoping? Seriously? What is that? That's some fucking masking tape. It's gone rock hard. I can't even get that off. Wow. I might have to soak that with a bit of IPA. Anyway, it's not vital. I can clean it up after. So, let's take this off. Let me... Can I get to that? Is that I've never took one of these apart before, so this is going to be interesting. Yeah, that ain't going to be bloody easy, no, by the looks of it. I've got to get this back plate off. Right, okay, let's just start undoing some screws, see where we can go. Discord. J-Fix, how you doing, my friend? Today I'm doing a upgrade on that. Back again. Oh, it's Swindon's. Hello, man. Sorry, my friend. I thought it was J-Fix. Yeah, I want to get... I've got so many projects that I want to get going, and I need it done. So, if I don't, it puts me behind, and I've got rooms full of this stuff that I need to get sorted. So it does make sense to get as many done as I can. So far, I've got 73 videos to try and upload, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. I ain't even edit half of them. I mean, I'm doing more streams than what I'm doing editing and uploading, because I'm so behind with all what's going on. And I've never took one of these apart before, because it's one of those diner orders. This is a touch screen order display, so it's a bit like what they use for yeah, we'll show that. Yeah, I understand. Back. So that's what I need to do. So I was going to do an upgrade on this, because it's obviously got Windows 10 60 gig 60 gigabyte hard drive. I don't know, I've never took one of these apart, so it's new to me. It's going to be fun, because I've got to try and learn to take this apart without not breaking it. Obviously I fixed the steering wheel, that's all up and running, that's all nicely done there, it's all put back together. But I don't want to break this, because these are enough hard to get hold of. You can't normally buy these touch screens, especially working on that front. So Ace, what's your Ace? Ace, thanks for joining, my friend. So yeah, we're doing a diner order, which is a touchscreen computer. I want to do an upgrade on it, but I've never took one apart before. So, and I want to take this off, because it's also got the display for when you're showing your cache and all that. Obviously, yeah, I put Windows 10 on it, but I want to do an upgrade on it. So, but it's getting it off without breaking it, and I've got no schematics on this, none whatsoever. So, which is not the easiest of things when it don't tell you how to take these apart, because these things are so bloody finicky, it's unreal. Now, I don't assume that to get to, if I took these, obviously, does that come off? No, it's all one piece. So even if I took this off, I still won't be able to get to the back of it. But there's no screws holding this in anyway. How the friggin' hell have they managed to fucking put this together? I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, it's clipped. Looking at that, I reckon it's clipped. But I've got to be careful here, because this is where the glass is. So I'll have to get me... It is. These are clipped in. Fucking hell. Why do they always do computers when they, when they're like that? It's absolutely madness. Yeah, I wasn't going to do another stream, but I thought I've got to get through some of these projects. I have got such a lot. These are clipped in. This is exactly what I said. They're actually clipped in. These put me in mind of like the iMacs. The iMacs are like these. That feels like that's tied in with this, which I don't like to... That's really tight there. I'm not going to even force that, because I'll end up cracking it. Fucking absolute water. That's not the easiest to try and get in. Let's take that one out. Well, that side's popped out. It's basically, he's trying to right, that's it. Here, Ace, I like the way you've done your Christmas decorations. It looks really nice. I like the logo and all. The logo looks cool. It's really cool. Fuck. I've got to try to get to. Obviously, that's not even budging because it feels like it's tied in with this. So I've took the sides off, took all the underneath, done this side, popped all this side, but it won't budge at the top because of the casing that's tied in at the back of here. This seems to be holding it all in. So what I might have to do is see if we can try to whip this out. I might have to take all these fucking screws out. Jesus. Seriously? And I was going to upgrade it anyway, but I didn't get round to doing it. I might be able to even see what RAM it is and see if I can upgrade the RAM. I'll have to see tonight. Careful now. Now, computers are more my cup of tea because I feel comfortable around working with computers. So, more than any other electricals, I suppose it just makes it easier. Fuck me. You wouldn't want to drop that on your foot. You're going to know all about it. I could actually put that little screw back in. I didn't need to take that out. So, which I'm going to put right back now. Just going to screw that back in. Screw, screw, screw. Oh, that's a fucking wrong screw, isn't it? Trying to put a big flat screw in it, that ain't going to make it much, you know. Computers are so modular, it makes things much easier. Yeah, unless you're working on a really old computer, then that's a bit of a challenge. I mean, then you start having problems. You know, they tend, especially the old VGA ones, they're an absolute fucking nightmare to work with. You know, they really have a lot of problems with the old Super VGAs and all the old ribbon stuff. Cool. So I put that leg back on. Trouble is, I've got a fucking big metal plate stuck in here, and obviously there's no way. I thought I might be able to gain access because this seems to be holding the back, but this has got to come off unless there's screws underneath here, which I didn't check actually. Let me double check. Because I ain't got the schematics on these, so I wouldn't know how to take one of these apart anyway. Yeah, we are. So obviously we've got like a plastic shielding. So when you put it up to the light, you know, it sort of darkens it down a bit. So is there anything underneath that? probably just a few wires or something. That ain't going to help me. I need to get to here. Which this piece seems to be in one. But fuck me, why do they make things so fucking complicated and you're trying to get round to trying to take these things off? Oh, here we go. So this is split. So this does split in half. It actually does split in half. I just see it split. Thought it did. I bet these are clips. Yeah, how did I know? I hate clips, these sprung clip ones. This is how you break them. 9 out of 10, you know, they end up, don't like being taken apart. It had to, because this had to come off, because this is holding the rest of the front. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus. That don't feel right. They shouldn't be that tight. Not to take that off. They shouldn't take that. They should not be like that, trying to take a fucking clip off it. That is really, really tight. It feels like they're super glue, but it's not. I think what they've done, they've got them crocodile clips they slip in, but because you can't get nothing in there, you've got to be careful not to break them. Yeah, it looks super difficult to take apart. It is on here, and I'm afraid to say, my friend, these ain't the easiest. You just got to be a little bit, you know, tongue-in-cheek on this one. You just got to go in at ends and just break the clips off, because you can't get to it. These type of machines, they design them so they don't want you taking them apart, but then you have to. Remember, these normally, and I was right about the clips, look, and I was absolutely right about them type of clips. They're actually done, and then they've got like a little L shape, and then you've got another one that sort of lips over it. So you just got to pry it down. But it's just the noises it makes. It feels like you're breaking it. Yeah. I've done them before. They're not the easiest things to get on. Yeah, soft. And I didn't break none. Oh, broke one. One lug. I broke one of them, which is up here, because they snap on. At the end of the day, that can't be helped. Oh, two. These two snapped off. They're really snapped on there tight. I mean, if the worst comes to it, you can always bung a little bit of hot glue on. Oh no, don't tell Worms. Don't tell Worms. He loves hot glue. I mean, I had to put hot glue on there to sort that thing out, and it done my head in. Worms has got a mania about hot glue and fish. Hot glue and fish. Don't know what he's going on about fish for. Oh, you fuckers. I'm not doing that one. It's going to fucking start stripping. That's why I don't like these screwdrivers. You know, fucking, you start stripping the screws and then you have problems. It's the only thing. This has got no torque settings, so it's just too fierce. Now I've got to try and get that out and not fucking cause any more grief. I've never opened this, so this is the first time I've ever opened it. So it's going to be interesting, because then I can find out exactly what RAM it's got. I've got a big box of RAM at the end of it, so I can probably kill two birds with one stone on here. One, I can bung Windows 10 back on, because I want to turn this into a jukebox. Oh, you fuckers. That's fucking well, that is well put on. That is not shifting one bit. So I'm going to need, this is what really worries me. So let's bung a bit of IPA on. Right, tiny bit of IPA. Oh, fucking, I must drink that stuff. There's fucking so much of it I'll get through. I've used more IPA than any other stuff going. Right, screwdriver. Bung that one in there. Let's hope you don't drink it. So, yeah, definitely. God, you fuck. That's been well machined in. Right, mole grips. Fuck about. Get out, you fucker. You're coming out. Trouble is, you can't get nothing to grip it. It's so minute. You're trying to grip something on there, and you can't get. The fucker won't let you grab it. And you know what'll happen, don't you? You'll end up giving yourself a black man's pinch on your finger. That nearly gripped it. If this comes out, that's not going back in. That fucker's going in the bin. Although I've leave the screw out. Oh, fuck. That was me end. That's fucking... They must have used Loctite on that. They must have used some form of glue. That's Discord. Oh, that is fucking really difficult to ship. Everything I start on is rather puts up a fight or the fucker won't move at the end of it. You know what I might have to use, didn't you? What I always use. Bit of heat. Heat is your friend. 480 degrees, 80. I've just put it on max. Max her out. Just gonna eat that up. Got to be careful because it's inserted moss stains on it. Get that hot. That bastard is not moving. And I know what that, you'll mangle that up so bad and then you won't get it out at all. This is another little trick what the old, when they use it, the old car mechanics. Bit of hot air. Get it on it. Fuck, I won't go. Jesus. That's... Why is one screw always want to put up a fight when it's never been out in its entire life? Wow. Oh yeah, I'll join a Discord. 2-6. What? Where's the link to your Discord? In 1 minute. Where's the Discord? Fuck me, why have I got so many apps? Jesus. Right. Alright, mate, my address. Right, thanks, Anne. I've got your address there. I'll see. Because I'm in the Essex region, so I'm a little bit too far for me to travel to you. So I'll do it 48-hour tract on that front. Just do it. Put over what you can do it, and then send me the bill, and I'll transfer. I'll do a bank transfer. Hang on, boss. JFix. I thought it was JFix it was in. Mind you, JFix has only been in my streams a few times. He's not been in there. And how the fuck do I put a link into the Discord? I should actually... I did send. Am I in your friend request? If you click on me, right on the thing, send a friend. Oh, we are. Andy, send a friend request. There. I sent you a friend request. You should have had that. It won't give you a link on the phone. Yeah, that's cool. Got it. Brilliant. Thank you, bud. Much appreciated. Yeah, what I do, because I'm too far away from you, I'm probably about nearly a 2 hour drive, which is a bit too much for me. If it was only about a 40-minute drive, it wouldn't be so bad. But Swindon is quite a way out. So what I do, I'll wrap it up, and I mean, I wasn't going to do nothing with it. I mean, chances are I've got enough to be getting on with, but it's only sitting around not doing nothing at the end of the day. I tried selling it, it just won't. I'm not going to give it away for fucking silly money, so I might as well just keep it. I mean, I've got the Nintendo Switch 2 up for sale because that's not mine, that's the Auspices. So I'm selling that for them. So I might as well get this one jailbroken, and then I can dump all my retro stuff on it. So I could put all homebrew gear like emulators and just play all the old fashion stuff like on it. So, you know, which will be cool because then I can take that round my mum's and then I'll have something to play with. I've got an Xbox round here, but because Joey done the thing on it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you'll love it. Yeah, so I thought for what it is, right, I don't, you know, they're not, even the OLEDs, it's still close to, what are they selling? £280 on Argos? I've not looked because there's a Black Friday sale on at the end of it. Do you know what? This bastard's going to really string me up one thing after another. This is not going to come out, and I just know as soon as I've done that, I went, I'm going to have to keep putting hot air in. Just going to have to keep hot air in it until it melts. You know what it is? It's got Loctite. The Loctite's really bonded it, and it ain't shifting. So the only other way is just dump a load of hot air on it. I know heat expands, but it also might break the bond that the screw's stuck in. But it's got to come out. I can't really do. I won't be able to do this otherwise. It's going to fucking hold me up. If the worst comes to it, I might have to cut a notch in it and see if I can. Gents, Chris, how you doing, buddy? I wasn't going to do another stream, but I thought I've got so many projects I've got to finish off at the end of the day. Come here, fucker. Well, I've mangled that up. That's well and truly mangled. No. I might have to Dremel it. I'm going to have to, because that's not budging. And I don't want to dump a load of too much hot air in there, because there's all delicate components in. So what I might have to do is, I might have to put a metal disc plate in it. Yeah, look at this. Look, I can put that on it. I'll take my finger off. That looks like that cut through bone. I won't want to fucking put that on. That's dangerous. Have I got any cutting discs? Yeah. Cutting discs. That's a cutting disc. Got a cutting disc. Lovely. Just got to watch. The last time I've done a cutting disc on that, bit of shard come out and he took my eye out. So fucking, even homemade projects can even take your eyeballs out, even with glasses on. Andy. So yeah, even that. It's I forgot to tell the others that I'm streaming. So if you contact Worms and the others on Discord, tell that JTech's on, or chill and relax. Just saying we're all on the stream. It'd be worth that just to see me trying to get this one fucking screw out. I've got to try now to get this out, and I might have to. Where's my little Dremel one? Yeah, it's on here. So, yeah, thanks, Chris. 1 minute. Cheers, buddy. So, and I've got so many repairs to do, right? And lucky enough today, I mean the other part, because I was on your, I was actually on your, watching you, Swindon. Yeah, there you go. He's just put a link in. It's just flagged up. So hopefully everyone else will start jumping on board. Yeah, so I ended up putting the me bits turned up. Why ain't that opening? What the fuck is wrong with? God, that's a bit mangled up, isn't it? That's not supposed to be like that. Wow. Yeah, so the bits turned up from Spain trying to do this record player, and what happened? Fuck it. I only took out the needle. Fucked the needle right up. It completely ballsed it up. So now I've got to get a needle for it. Which is a bummer. Seriously, 74 videos I've got to upload. I have streamed so many streams, and I don't think I could spend the next couple of weeks just streaming, like just uploading alone, trying to sort it out, which is mad. That screw's fucking. I don't know what's happened to that screw, but that screw's well mangled up. I'm not putting that back on. That's not right. What I've got to do, I've got to cut this, right? So like a flat blade. And then I've got to get something on it so I can try to get this out, which is not going to be easy. I'll get that packaged up tonight. I'll just see what I'll do, and I'll just package up the switch. I'm not confident enough to do it, so I'd rather not, to be totally honest. Look, this is fucked. Look, oh, for fuck's sake, I've only just fucking turned there. Fucking tighten it all up, and what happens? It just pulled through. Jesus, the fucking hell was. Well, that was good, wasn't it? Well, fucking good. What a load of good that was. Absolutely a waste of time. that didn't go. That didn't go to plan. And I know he was going to say use hot glue. If Worms is in, he'd say use hot glue. Fuck's sake. I've got other discs. Look, I've got fucking stacks of them in here. That's a sanding disc. That's not it. Hold up. Have I got any cutting discs? I've got drill bits. Hold up. What's that there? Yeah, I've got a bit of everything in here. No, that's a splicer. No, I know where that'll go. That goes straight in my finger. And I'm not even going to contemplate. There's another cutting disc here. I've got another cutting disc. You never have enough cutting discs. Oh yeah, look, I've got fucking loads of cutting discs. Look, there's a fucking big batch of them. That'll do. That one's gone. I can't use that. That's absolutely dire. Went to try and tighten it up. It just fucking pulled out. Yeah, Charles Mott, of course. I do see as much as anyone. For some reason, I think they stay on the stream too late and they don't wake up till the morning. Well, that's what they used to do. Fuck me, it was bad. I used to do that when the old gaming sessions, like, you know, when I had my mates, I used to set up networking and have about 6 PCs. All my mates come over, cut the drinks. We did. I think the time we stopped playing the networking, it was like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I thought, fuck, you know, I was absolutely, I was wrecked by the next day. I mean, I looked like a zombie. Obviously, your eyes are hanging out your head. Because obviously you've been, you know, networking, you know, with the old gaming. I know what that's like. You've got to draw the line when it comes to that. So what I've done, I've put a big flat disc on this. I don't think this is going to be strong enough to cut it. Do you know, I think I'm going to be wasting my time, ain't I? Do you know what I might be better off doing? Drilling it. Just drill it out. I'm going to be there for the fucking month of Sundays trying to do this silly little thing. You know, I've got the one tool to do it. It's not going to be pretty, but I'll do it. Now, you know what these bits are for, don't you? Now, these will splice through anything. These are, obviously, you can step the holes up. I use these for the arcades. Obviously, like, if you want to make an hole bigger on that front. But I ain't going to fuck up that. Drill. There's not enough guts in that to put a splice in it. Because as soon as I put a bit of pressure on it, it cuts out. So this will do it. Put it out. What did I say? It's not going to be pretty, but it'll do the job. And guess what? It done the job. I should have just done that to start with instead of fucking ruining half my screwdriver. It looks like that. It looks like Prince Philip's been chewing on that. It literally does. Right, yeah, that's that. Let's took the head off. And there she is. Right, what I might be able to do. You ever get in this situation, right? What I'd recommend, I used to do it when I was working on cars, right? When I worked in the old repair industry. If you ever get a stubborn screw that ain't going to come out, try a bit of heat first. Always blast as much heat as you can to try and see if it will give it a bit of heat, you know, to try and retain it. If not, buy a pack of these, right? I don't know where you get them from. I've had these for ages. I think I've got these, bought these. Might have bought these online. I don't know what they call them, but they're spacers, right? But these splice through anything, right? And I kid you not, they're like diamond tipped on these. And if you ever get a screw like that that's stubborn, just fuck it. You ain't got to put a lot of force on it. That will cut through anything, and it don't feel sharp, but trust me, it is. And as soon as it starts biting, that will just strip it right down to nothing. And obviously, I was struggling there trying to get that off. Now I've got this stud sticking out, so hopefully what I'm going to do now, if this don't break, I might be able to just pull it out. And there we go, and she's out. Wow, they left enough thread there for me to grab. All for the sake of one fucking stubborn screw, and then she's out. They did use Loctite. They put Loctite on it. And I've said to you, that's probably why they've done it. They've put a little bit of threaded Loctite on that. Well, that ain't going back in because that's it. But we have got access to it. Now I've got metal shards everywhere. That's the only thing. Because that will kick off as a load of metal shards as possible. So I didn't really... I fucked about with all of that. And for what? Let me go and get me Hoover. Let me Hoover these metal shards out. That's what she said. That's what she said. Get the old shards out. I've even modded the Hoover. I've even modified my Hoover. That wasn't standard. I've put a bigger cup on there. And what I've done, took the inner filter out and put a much more wider nozzle. And what it does, it creates a much more powerful vacuum and it gives me more suction. It's not designed for it with Dyson, but it works. Holy shit on the floor. Fucking hot glue. There's all bits of fucking, like, that's the only thing in it. You have a lovely bench to work on at the end of it, and then, you know, you think, all I'm doing is just junking it up. I'm not making it better for myself. All I'm using it for is a storage device. You do. That's exactly what you end up doing. Right. Obviously, this is going to cause me an issue because this is obviously a display for the till to show you how much it is. But now this is off, this shouldn't put up a fight now taking this off. He says that. I bet it fucking does. I bet it still gives me an issue. But it ain't being held on by this. It still feels tight. That don't feel right. Now I think I might have to take this out on this front. That just don't feel right. What it is, it's got up here, right? And it's really dead tight. Obviously these sides are nice and loose, but up here feels like it's really pinched. And I know what'll happen, you'll crack it and then it'll be game over, because then that's the only thing with laptops. Got to be so careful. There must be again, I ain't got no schematics on this, so I'm winging it. Yeah, it looks like on there, unit price, total, collection and charge. So, I'm obviously not going to use it for its till purposes. No, it looks like that is, looks like from here, that's gone from inside, because the screw's coming in. So obviously I can't do nothing. It's not a lot of, oh, I can unplug it. Oh, that's handy. That's handy. So, right. So obviously you can see what I mean. Look, you can actually see, like, there's a charge, till, and all the others. Obviously it must light up. There's not much in circuitry, no. Obviously we've got a chip. What's that? Nuvoton. Oh, I don't know. I barely read that. Anyway, pile of crap can go over there, right? But obviously I'm still having the same issue here because I can't gain access. So finally, she is. It does go. It's just, again, it's them bloody clips. It's the clips that's doing it. No, yeah, look, it's all freed up. It was the bloody clips that was causing that. I thought, fuck me, how'd you get these out? These should be simple. I never had any issues on it. Yeah, there you go. So it was holding it. Fuck me, not even an iMac. I thought an iMac was bad enough at the end of the day. But anyway, we got to it. So first thing I'm going to check is obviously the 3 volt on the battery clock on here at the end of it. It's not much in it, is it? I mean, I'm not being funny. Looking that is a full working computer, basically. Obviously, that's your wire. Obviously, that's your Bluetooth device. No, that ain't. That's a driver that drives the display. So you've got a little couple of drivers there. 2 watt. You've got 8 ohms and 2 watt speakers. You've got 2 of them. So it's obviously not going to be for the faint-hearted of literally. But you've got outputs on this, so it ain't going to make no difference in the front. But what we got? We've got 4 gig. We've only got one. we've only got one 4 gig of RAM stick. So I can't even put double. So it's only got one stick in it. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're joking. So basically, all I can do is just just keep the 4 gig stick in it. So I can't even. It only got 2 sticks. So that's gonna balls me up because I thought I could put. Normally these have dual. They'll have 2 lots, but and I won't be able to put a hard drive in this. This is looks like an M.2 or an MV2 type. And I haven't got one of them because that's the hard disk. It's got hard disk on it. 64 gigabyte. Well, that's fucking balls me right up because I honestly thought it was going to be a little, it was going to be a little 2.5 SATA drive that goes into this because I've never opened this up, so I wouldn't have known anyway. And that's a micro. That's what they call a micro one. So I can't even put a full size in that. Which, that's a bummer. What is this? Yeah, PC. So this is a PC3. PC3. So basically, I don't think I've got any iodine 4 gig. Well, that's completely done it because obviously, I mean, it had to be opened up because one, just in case, because I've got no schematics on it, so I wouldn't know how much, what it actually had. Well, you can buy them, but they're not going to be cheap, and the RAM on that is probably not going to be cheap as well. For you really want to double that, so I really want to go from a 4 to an 8. Put like an 8 gigabyte in on that front, but off the top of my head, because that's like laptop RAM on that front, it's actually a little bit smaller than laptop RAM. But they have 2 of them laying on top of each other. So I thought, well, if that's the case, I might be able to update. I can put another one in. No. Well, what is the other... Oh, right, hold up a minute. So what is the... that don't make any sense. Obviously, we've got some jumper settings on here. On that front. But that's the hard disk. But obviously, we haven't got any SATA connection. So there ain't no SATA connection. Oh, there is a SATA connection. There's a SATA connection right underneath the port. Right underneath the yellow one. Now, what I could do is, I wonder if I can actually, oh no, I wonder if, I was going to try to, this is a heatsink, right? Obviously the CPU's under there. Yeah, that's it. It's called SODIMM. The actual SODIMMs on these. Now, I could leave that on there. Obviously, there's one SATA port right underneath, which is bright yellow. Right? You can actually see it, right? That's a SATA port. But if I knew where to mount a 2.5 without that being affected, in theory, I'd leave that in and just dump a 1 terabyte in. So I use it as a secondary. So use that as the main, but use the other one as a secondary. But the trouble is, if you're putting this back, and this has to go back, which has got to go, no, this way. That's got to come off. I'm taking that off. That's a pain in the ass. So if this has got to go that way, because obviously, look, you've got the settings and you've got all of the connections underneath. Where could I mount without not being affected? Obviously, you have to leave that because that's all part of your heat, and it's going above with directly to this. I mean, if I try to mount it here, that's going to affect it here. Let's try it. Let's just take I'm taking, this one's obviously an IDE, right? It's the old 22 pin or 24 pin IDE 2.5. But what I'm just going to say is, obviously you've got USB mans on the side here, but I was going to try to mount it without it not being affected, but it looks like I'm going to run into a problem. Obviously, if I mount it on the top, is going to get cooked with this shield, because obviously you've got a shield in here. I might be able to mount it there, right here. So if I turn that round, but the trouble is nothing for it to sit, which is going to be a pain in the arse, because like I said, I'll have a SATA cable going straight in. I can cut an hole, which is not a problem to get a SATA cable in. I've got SATA cables. Yeah, ace. Testing. Just checking. Works. Yeah, you are testing. So, yeah, hot glue it. Hot glue the driving. Hot glue. No, Worms, you got mine. Worms, you and hot glue. Yeah, good job. Yeah, Ace. Yeah, you know you can drive. So, obviously, I could take this out, but I think I'm going to have an issue here. But will that close with that in? Which the only way I know is put this partly back together, which I'll probably do. Let's get that off first. Right. Put that behind me. Let's get this taken off, because it's obviously got to cut the screws in here. I'm not going to use that for its purposes. Hot glue it in. Here we've got made about the old hot glue. Right. Well, that's better. At least I won't have this big bulky thing. The only downside is I'll have an hole sticking out, but it don't matter. It's ventilation. So I won't have to worry. Can they be screwed? But I think I can screw them back in. Let me screw these back in briefly. That way I don't lose the screws for it. I'll glue it in. Whereabouts is you taking the out of the casing? Fuck me. Now I took these out. These bastards ain't going back in. They're not even going back in. What? That's fucking mad. Hold up. So they obviously the screws were coming from this side because they was being held in. That's mad. Seriously, I took these out. Yeah, I was going to say. Well, that side I took them out from. At least I wanted that bulky thing sticking on the back of it. What I'm going to try and do is see if I can just put that drive briefly. I ain't going to connect it up, right? So I'm going to leave that. Why does everything just stick to everything? It's all that glue I had earlier on. That glue got everywhere. It got on my fingers. It literally stuck to it. It was like a magnet. Fuck it! I thought, oh fuck! Quick! I'll get the glue. The glue got to me. Right. This is obviously I can unplug that. Right. That's that pin for this. I won't need that in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that in. Right. I'm going to plonk it there. It's not connected. No, Bob, it's an old IDE one anyway. And what I'm going to try and do is, let's see if that interferes when I close this up. And it don't interfere. So that's handy. But that's literally, that'd be perfect at the end of it. So I might be able to mount something up on there. And then I can have a secondary drive. Alright. Oh, that was clever. I fucking closed it now. Go and do it. Oh yeah, there you go. So what I do, I'll put a sheet of card on this, because obviously you've got components on these circuitry. And this is metal, so it's not ideal at the end of the day. But hot glue is obviously not going to help that. Regardless to what Worms says, hot glue won't help. The heat that it'll be under will be too much. No, that's not me. Falcon, is there power for that SATA drive? That's a good question. Most of it, yeah, you're only normally about 3.5 to 5 volts on the most of the drive, but it'll detect it anyway, because if I show you on the SATA drive, there's no the SATA drives don't have I'm just lucky that's got one there. Otherwise, this would be out of the question at the end of the day. Now, most of these drives, most of the SATA ones, normally run on just the. Oh, hold up. I could be in trouble here because I forgot. One of these is a data, and the other one's a power. Yes, you could be right. Let me double check. Let's take the shield off first because I can't. You can see it's got a big shield strapped over it. What I could do is plug it in. Right, I'll have to be careful because it should be all right. It's not too bad. And then I'll plug it in, see if it detects as a secondary drive. I can do that. Just have to be a bit careful on the old balancing act. Oh, fuck. Oh, where's that got? Oh, yeah, it's over here. Jesus, it all pinged off. Oh. Well, I've lost one. Oh, no, it's there. All right. Found it. Here, I found it. Right. So, obviously, well, that went well, didn't it? So, obviously, we've got... why have we got jumper wires going straight into this? Oh, that might be because of the... Is that going to... Where's that going in? Huh? It's got two wires, two thin wires going straight over. So we've got a SATA power, and this one is... I can't fucking read that, Jesus. We've got jumper settings for the old... the JAT or ATX. We've got the COM ports that obviously got a couple of jumper ports on these at the end of the day. See, that's for the front panel. We've got one there if we ever want to clear the CMOS battery, because it says 1 to 2 is normal and 2 to 3 is clear. At the end. CPU fan. We could put a CPU fan on this, but it's obviously just got... You know what you might want to need on that? Something like an Xbox 360 one, because they use really thin fans on them. And laptops. Laptops is another prime example you could use on that. But obviously, it was designed like it, so I can't see it not being a problem. The only thing is, let's see if I can try and get... Because obviously this is power. This is 5 volt on this side. You've got 5 volt on that side. You've got 5 volt and 12 volt on this. So I don't know if this has to be powered up. I doubt it, because obviously most SATAs, I normally just put it into the data port and it just reads directly for 5 volts from the data on that front, and it's enough information to pull it. I don't know. I mean, I'm second guessing, but that obviously that's obviously the hard drive on it. So you'll have to get a small one, a small one on there to fit it. Right, let's go and grab a cable. I know where some SATA cables are. I need a SATA cable. This is going to be... This is rather an hit and miss. I didn't, because I've not took these apart. I honestly thought they might have mounted one, a 2.5 right at the side. It would have made sense. They did have room here, look, to fit a 2.5. So they could have easily 3D, even if you had a 3D printer, right? You could, if you 3D printed that, you've got about that much clearance for underneath to actually keep that. But obviously they didn't. So they must have, that's the way they designed it. But fuck me, how portable is that? I mean, literally you can take that out and remount that and do emulations. So even if you didn't want to use it, I'm not sure about the display now, because like I said, some of these might be display outputs. Because obviously this is a touch screen, so this will have to have optional extras put in. But we've got all the jumper settings here, so if we ever wanted to put like the audio, if you want to go for audio on this side, and switch, you can actually, like a reset switch, you've got all the jumper settings here. So this is like I said, full working PC. But it looks like there was another SATA port right next to it, but obviously manufactured, it's been closed off. But I suppose if you unsoldered that, I suppose and put one on, you could solder one on, so you could have two, or like you said, you know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that even if you took one off an old board, I'm sure you can bung another port on there. I don't know if it would show up in the BIOS. You might have to flash it, but I don't know. It's an hit and miss, isn't it? It wasn't really designed for it. If it's not really designed for it, the chances are, you know, it might you might flag up, because if you don't see it in the BIOS, it won't see it in Windows. So Windows is, you know, the main key. Let me go and grab a SATA cable and then see what we can get. Tiny red cable. So small. You can't get to see it. No, hang on, look. Fucking got one right there, hang on. I'll pull half the box there. Fuck all. Yay! Nice. Yes. No, I had something amongst the cables. Obviously, I've got 3 big box of cables on that front. So, I assume this is up to 30 volts. Fine. SATA to SATA. Cool. So, obviously, one end in first, like that, and then, and this is a nice long cable, so this will be more than enough for. So what I need to do next then is plug some power in, and this being touchscreen, I ain't got to worry about keyboard or mouse or anything like that on that front. Yeah. Right, where's the oh, the power supply's up here, isn't it? Right, first things first. Fuck. Why is everything so fucking hard to try and get off? Jesus. Glue it. I ain't gonna lick it either. I'm definitely not gonna lick it. If this works, I'll come up with an idea and I'll mount it, make sure that don't. I think it won't move anyway, because once that gets sandwiched, right, I've took that TV apart, so I actually might be able to use a bit of part of that TV. Fuck me, yes. Can put that on, innit? When I put something on, I'll put it on. It don't want to come off. Right. Thank God for that. Right. Cool. Otherwise, I've got to struggle trying to put all this on. Now, I should be able to put this power supply in a lot easier now. And, oh, fuck, not the camera. Sorry, guys. It's fucking... I've got to be careful here because I don't want to touch anything that's unnecessarily and then fry the complete system. It'll make great content, I suppose. And we get more in magic smoke. You'll just get, that's it, not the stream. Right, so, for definitely, and car 4, no retracting your messages. Hold up. How do I switch it on? Oh, we are. Now, for some reason, the switch don't want to turn on. What? Oh, for fuck's sake. What, crying out loud. What is it with PCs? Now, it did work before. We got a green light. Obviously, we have got a green light. Well, we did have a green light. Oh, we are. So it must be like a reset switch. Mickey Mouse. We just got a green light. It's just sitting there. Now, I plugged this in earlier. This works. Fucking PCs. This is the only thing with PCs. They don't make. Why do they make things just overcomplicated when they don't need to be? What? Because I unplugged something or took it out. Whatever it is, it's tripping out. That's tripping out. I don't like that. Right, let's take that out. Could be that it's tripping it. Don't know. Nothing. Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. Right, turn her off. Fucking something else has gone put in it, and I ain't touched it. All I've done was unplugged it. I mean, why? And it's just done that. It's just decided to say no, sorry. That feels like a reset switch. And I ain't touched nothing else. All I've done was unplug the connector, and that was it. Took it apart. Obviously, that's the additional power supply. If you want to run it directly on there, let's try it again. No light, so I've got no light on there. Turn it on. Fucking Mickey. Mickey Mouse. Everything's Mickey Mouse, isn't it? So it was doing, it was tripping out. Car 4. Yeah, car. Oi, car 4, no retracting your messages. Reset memory. Oh, do you know what? I think that might be the best. Oh, because I took the memory out, didn't I? How did I know? Do you know what? It's funny you should say that. What is the chances? I said, what did I take out? It was the memory. I took the memory out. I've upset it. I did take the memory out. You're right. Let's try that again. Should boot up. If not, I'll take the clock out. Take the clock battery. Reset it. I ain't even got to take it out. There's a reset button at the back of it. It's not booting up. Wow. We're just sitting there. There was green dot. Now this fucker worked earlier on. Right, turn it off. Let's reset the clock. It's set the BIOS clock. Default it. Where did I just see it? There was a little jumper which is up here, 2 to 3. So put it on. Which it won't power on because I've reset it. Right, but that's reset. Cool. Will that make a difference if I reset the BIOS? Probably not. But he didn't like it. What have I done? Absolutely just took the RAM out of it. Typical Windows. Just like everything else, you touch Windows, fuck me, and then it has a world of problems. Literally the world of it. You know what? You know what also I unplugged? Guess what I unplugged? And I bet it's upset it. It's upset this. Let's plug this back in. Let's plug that back in there and see if that makes a difference. Oh, well dealt, it? I switched it on. Ha ha! Well, that'll dealt. We got a green light. Because sometimes when you're unplugging these things, this don't make a. Obviously, it must be in circuit. You upset a few things when you start unplugging them. I've got nothing. That's very unusual not to have sitting on a black screen. Absolutely got nothing at all. Wow. Obviously, green light's gone out. It's come back on. I can hear the speakers. It's sort of pulsating. These were just sitting on there. So it wouldn't be that because I've unplugged that. Surely not. No. That's weird. That is absolutely freaking weird. I've never had that before. It's always a first. Pico. Oh, Pico's on. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. I was going to do it. That's what I said. I was doing it. I've meant to text you. Sorry, bud. Obviously, we're having an issues. This was working, wasn't it? When I plugged this in, this was working. All I've done was unplugged it. Now it don't want to work. Got a green light in the power supply, so I know the power supply is good. But, oh, all right. Might be because I've unplugged this. It's upset it. No. Absolutely nothing. And I don't know why that's decided it don't like it. There's only one lot of power supplied to that. I ain't bent the pins up, so the pins are nice, isn't it? This is absolutely frigging mental. It's got a mind of its own. Can I reset? I wonder if I can touch the reset. Hold up, where's my torch? Yeah, I see her. Let's unplug that a minute. Let's get this out of the way. What I might be able to do, let me read your messages, bud, because I know you're pretty good. You're pretty knowledgeable. Check the PM in your Discord when you have finished. When you get 5 minutes. No, I'll check it now. Right, it's right. Okay, it's just for you. It's copyright free, so you should be able to start on your streams. Just keep it to yourself. Right, okay. The audio. Lovely. Nice one, my friend. I will put that. At least I can have a little bit of copyright free stuff in the stream. So hopefully I'll get that in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can short the pins. This was working. This was working lovely. When we just tried, because I booted this up for a long time. And all I've done was took the fucking back off. Now it's decided it don't want to work. So let me find the ground pin and the short pin. Should be a reset. We've got audio, mic. Fuck me. The wording, I'm not joking, is absolutely so small. It's even I've got a job to see that, and I'm not joking. And I've got a powerful torch on here. Audio out. STN. Mic output. Because these act like this is a full working like PC, so reset and ground. So it'd be the top two. Where's my pins? Where's me? Finding something? No, you've got to be joking. Here you go. So it's these two. We just got a green light. For some reason, absolutely got nothing. Got a blank screen. So we've obviously got something, but no display. You've pulled a bit on the on the LCD cable between it. Do you reckon? Obviously. Yeah, I think you could be right, you know. Okay, so what did you do? So what did you do as it was working in the last stream? Exactly. All I've done was took it apart. Took the RAM out of it. That's all I've done. So obviously we just got a green light at the bottom. That's all we got. So we got no post. Absolutely no post. So what I'll do, I'll take the clock battery completely out. Right. Clock battery's out. So that will default the BIOS to 0. Everything defaulted. But we should have got something posted. And we got nothing. Even with the clock battery out. Why did you take the RAM out, etc.? Good point. Switch her off. Because again, RAM can go bad. You're right. Absolutely, a RAM can give you a blank screen. We eliminate that and the clock battery, right? Two things. So that defaults everything. Obviously, we should get a post, obviously saying error on the screen. Now I can hear a bleep. And we straight away, I didn't even touch that. It's just bleeping. Bin. Bin. I was waiting for you to say the hot glue. Right, obviously. That's obviously detecting because it ain't got no RAM module slot in it. He's pushed in. He put it in there. Stuart, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for joining. He's putting it. Oh, hello. Here we go. There we. It's back to working again. What is the chart? It's mental. Told you. Absolutely mental. So that is, and I've done nothing. All I've done is we'll let it. What we do, we'll shut it off. Turn it off. That's mad. Absolutely mad. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever because we've done nothing to this anyway. So perhaps, I don't know, it threw a wobbler. But anyway, let's plug the original version, what we was going to do. Plug the SATA drive in. Right. What a Mickey Mouse fucking, what a Mickey Mouse item, eh? Even Walt Disney wouldn't have even used this. Definitely. Right. It's switched on there, so let me power it up. Right, obviously we've got a bleep and it comes straight up. That's mad, isn't it? What's the data lead? Obviously I'm trying to rig up a SATA drive to it. I just want to see if it pops up in the obviously I need to do. I need to plug a keyboard into it and get into the BIOS. It's a bugger here. No power to the SATA drive. Obviously, yeah, because obviously you normally have a big drive on these ones, but sometimes you can just get away with it. It won't do anything without power. We'll find out. I've used them before like that, and they've come straight up. It pulls the information off. It's a wireless one. It's a one. Yeah, put it out on there. Last one, Carl. Yeah, it's definitely rubbish. Put these guys in it. Definitely 100%. No, the disc needs to spin and read the data. Well, that's what I thought. I mean, at the end of it, but obviously, we see what happens. Rubbish. So I ain't got no information on this because it's just blank. It's just got dyne order on here. That's what it's called. He did try to put that in there. Absolutely rubbish. I think these guys could be right, you know. No, you're right. It only picks it up is the 60 gigabyte. So yeah, told you. Told you. I told you. What are you gonna do with it? The computer, that is. Well, because obviously this was used for a till. Obviously Pico recommended and I recommended that we was going to do like try to put some interface on and use it as a jukebox, which would be great because, like you said, it's touch. The only downside is it's only got It's only got a 60 GB, obviously, little drive thing. So that'd be cool if we could actually use it. But you're right. That obviously is not enough to drive. It's obviously not enough to drive this, because we've got one of these. It's obviously got to get power, like you said. It's got to get power to it. So obviously, and I would have heard that spin up. So obviously this is the data, but there's no power. But I'm sure that there was a cable. Didn't I have a reader? Hang on. No, he wanted it to make a jukebox, and it was just recommended to use the software Media Monkey. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Media Monkey would have been great. Obviously, it's an old bit of software, isn't it? Media Monkey and all. So obviously, that'd be quite cool on that front. What's wrong with the Windows Media Player? Well, the trouble is with Windows Media Player, the idea is when you're Winamp. Yeah, fuck me, Winamp. Oh yeah, Jesus. Do you know what? Fuck me, I forgot all about Winamp. That was another one. It's an old player, but put Apple Music on it. Again, I suppose you could, in theory, Windows Media Player. Who uses that? Yeah, that's right. I don't use Windows Media Player. I don't. It really kicks. It really kicks the Longosaurus, doesn't it? Yeah, that's it. I remember he said something like that. Yeah, did it on the lines? That's a really old piece of software. Fuck me, you reminded me when you said that, and I thought, blimey. But what we need to do, I'm going to plonk the keyboard in. Let's get into the BIOS. Let's see what I can get into the BIOS in it. Obviously now I've resetted the fucking BIOS chip, and obviously it's defaulted everything. So what I'm going to need to do is unplug that. That was only out of an Xbox One X anyway. So what I need to do is go to that and click restart. And if I spam, it's normally, is it? I don't know if it's spam. Delete. It's normally delete or F1. Yeah, delete. We're straight in the BIOS settings. So we've got BIOS settings on here. Let me have a quick look. When was this last updated? 2019. Oh fuck. So it ain't too bad. It's 6th of the 14th, 2019, when this was last updated. Napster. I'm afraid Napster, their servers, they dried up years ago. I got a Napster box over there, and it was the same thing. Well, that's it. We ain't got no other options. Well, that's a good fucking lot of options, isn't it? We ain't got no other... Oh, I see. Advanced. But obviously the keyboard now ain't working. Really? Wow. That's why I plugged the keyboard in it. Oh, that one works. There you go. So, we've got ACPI, enable ACPI auto configuration, and it says enables or disables the BIOS ACPI auto configuration on that front. We'll leave that enabled. Enabled. Oh, I see. Legacy. Obviously, the legacy. What's this? Legacy resources. Suspended to RAM. So leave that enabled. Okay. Superior. Right, we've got serial port 1 and 2s. Parallel port. Who the fuck's used parallel port? Watchdog controller is disabled. Allows you to select a minute unit. Restore lost byte if it's powered off. Right, okay. Hardware monitor. Telling you, giving you all your temperatures for your hardware settings. Battery 3. Yeah, look, it even tells you the battery. So the battery's good. The battery's health is at 3.298. so that's all right. We've got 5 volts on the rail, 12 volts on the rail. V-core is obviously peaking at 1.3. CPU fan, well, I ain't got no fan. It's coming up fan speed. I can knows there. So obviously got none of that. Wake settings from S5. No, leave that disabled. CPU configuration. Socket limit the maximals on that. Enabled. 64-bit. 2001. P configurations. ESETs, no, we can leave that off. IDE configurations. Now, this is where you get to the SATAs. So the SATA has been enabled on here. Obviously, support Gen 2. Yeah. Gen 2 support. SATA ODA port. No SATA 8 port. Speed at the SATA. So we'll put that to port. Is that port 1 or 2? I think that was port. I don't know if that's port 1. I can't think. 8 port 0. We can enable them though, so we put that to port 0. No ODD. Yeah, obviously this is IDE HDH. So we're ain't an IDE. Obviously HDH port 0. We can always try it. Hot plug, SWAT hot plug, disabled. MSATA. So you can hot swap it. I don't normally fuck about with hot swapping. Sometimes it just locks it up. SATA port's enabled. SATA port hot plug's been disabled. I'll read you a minute. Give us a minute, guys. Let me just go through these. Obviously, these BIOS settings. Obviously, I've turned a few things off on here. I've just enabled a few. Force to BIOS, option RAMs upon request, gate selector. So the original operating system on this was Windows 7. So this had originally Windows 7. It's coming up, operating stream selection, or you can have Windows 8.x. So I'll leave it up to 8.x. Boot filler. UEFI and legacy. Now this is interesting because, like I said, you want to keep it at UEFI and legacy, so it picks up both of that. Obviously, that's when you need it to. These all got legacy devices when you're doing the old configurations, right? USB timed out at 20 seconds, auto. Power delay, auto. No, that's fine. Chipset, North Bridge. So it's got 2 chipsets on. So we've got internal memory of 40 for D. So it's DDR3. DDR3. Which I already knew. South Bridge, wake up, no. USB configuration, USB 2, that's been disabled. ERH bins disabled. 1 ESI controller, it must always be enabled. Right, cool. I've enabled that. No. Security, no. Boot leggings, right, here we go. Timed out in 1 second. Full screw boot, fast boot has been disabled. I've already enabled that. That's why. Windows Boot Manager. Now we can select the partitions here as well. So obviously I've got hard disk. Well, it's only got the hard disk on there. Well, right. I think that's going to be all right. So we've changed the BFI. The UEFI built-in EFI shell, I've changed that, and also the boot manager. So I've changed a couple of options on here. I'm going to save changes, and we should be good. Quick without saving. No, I did save. Hopefully, that should do it. I'll read your message. Give us a minute, bud. I'll put that on fast boot. So there's a couple of options. Obviously, when I've turned it off, I've turned off a few things and I've enabled a few things on the BIOS settings. So hopefully, I just put a Winamp in your Discord. Oh, nice one. Yeah, I've put it just in case anyone else who wants it. Nice one there. Yeah, Winamp. Fuck me, I ain't used that for ages. Yeah, it's booted up a bit quicker in that front. JTech repairs. I would say save the BIOS on the battery is out. No, the actual. I've just checked the BIOS. I've just actually checked the BIOS settings. The battery on it's actually coming up 3.2. What's your public Discord? Did I add you as in a friends, Carfor? I can't remember. I think I did. Right, I'm going to actually shut this down. I'm going to turn this off. See, look, 1 second, it turns off. So, obviously, no, I don't think so. Well, this is mental. And I didn't touch nothing. Yeah, it's JTech Repairs, isn't it? Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah. It should have a little picture. Let me have a look. Carfor. No, I can't see you on there. Yeah, notifications just come through. Andy's frame request. Let's have a look to see. Carfor. Yeah, accept. There you go. Sent message. So now if I go back on there, you should be in. I should see you on there. There you go. Pico's already done it. He's a top man, isn't he? God, that dog keeps farting. I'll tell you what, he must have really bad guts, that dog. That's nasty. It's left an aftertaste in my mouth, and it's not nice. All I can smell is like, all I can smell is looks like I think he needs to go to the toilet. Fucking hell, Jesus. Curry ever smells like that, mate, it's game over. That's all I say. never, ever. Obviously, when someone's got bad guts like that, God forbid. That's not. That don't seem. Obviously, that don't seem natural. Why do dogs fart so nasty? You know, when they fart, they really do. He must have really dropped one there. That left an aftertaste in my mouth. That's worse. Do you know, I need a mint. I badly need a mint to get that taste out. Oh, he's come back in. Fucking hell. So obviously I'm not going to get nothing out of this. Obviously I'm not going to... The cable's obviously not going to work because obviously there's no other power. 60 gigabytes is not going to be enough on this. I need to update that at the end of the day. And obviously, I mean, but this was mental. Why did this work all of a sudden? No. So all I need to do then, basically, see, I can clone the drive. Cloning it's not an option. So basically, 4 gigs of RAM. So really, if I was going to use this, is upgrade that RAM, that Esto RAM, that DIMM RAM. Shut this down. I'm not going to update it. But obviously, I still have to open it up because how would you know what's what? So obviously, I can't use a 1 terabyte because there's no, like you said, I think that one's there's the data, and then the long one it reads from. Actually, hold up a minute. I've got an idea. Where's my torch? I've come up with a brainwave, and I normally do come up with cut the brainwaves with that phone. Why is that on the floor? Oh no, okay. Ding dong. That ding dongs all day long. Fucking loads. I've got stacks of bloody hard drives on there. I have, seriously. There's stacks and stacks of hard drives. So where's this? I have. Yeah. Right. What I could do, I've got this, right? I knew I had one. Fucking knew I had one. I've got this side, right? So obviously, this will take the power and the data to a USB Type 3 connector, right? So if that's not going to work, let's plug this in. That's why I always say, as Peter always says, there's a tool for everything, and I totally agree. I always have to make. I've got everything for laying around, and I know I have now converted that. Should see that as a standard USB. So that should pull the information as well as pulling. Remember, USB ports only pull roughly around about 5.2 volts. Normally 3.3 to 5.2. So hopefully it will just see that as a generic drive, right, on the system. But we'll find out. Right. Obviously I can lay this down so you guys can see it as well, right? I'll prop this up. And I can feel that drive spinning up now. That drive spinning up. So we'll hopefully. Oh yeah, the SATA USB will help. So hopefully we'll see this as a generic drive. I don't think there's nothing on it because this come out of an Xbox. That's spinning up now. I can feel it. You can feel the thing going. That will help. But what I might have to do is do a backflip and put that back in itself at the end of the day. So if I go back into this and click on it. Yeah, second drive. Works. So 931 gigabyte free. There's nothing on it. It's free. So so what I'll do, if I mount that inside, right, on this front, and try and loop that back, that should, in theory, work it. So let me shut that down, and then I'll have a terabyte drive. Then I can dump all the music on there, and then I'll have, once I put the interface on, all the music can then go on a secondary drive. I won't have an issue. So the only other way that I need to do, if that's the case, is that unlocked? Right, okay. Unplug that. Take that out, right? So now we know this system works, right? I can use this SATA drive on there. If I mount that up here, right, at the back. So if I mount this face down, so on the back side, so it's obviously not ground shorting out. I just need to mount this onto here, right? And then what I need to do is, if I take up one of the ports and go in to come out to go back in, that should power it. I mean, it's a shame it ain't got a USB port actually on there, because then I could take it directly to the actual to the port of the motherboard itself. But we haven't got one on there, and I've just had a look, because what I could have done was cut the pin, cut the end, and soldered it direct, so it would have just gone directly to the board. But we haven't got anything like that on here, and I can't see anything. All we got is we've got SATA port there. This is obviously the SATA side that comes out. We've got a USB on that front, and USB. That's not a USB. That's for power. So this powers this USB port up here on that front. So yeah, I can't do it any other way. But at least if I do it this way, then I know that the cable's going to have to try and come out, and then and then sort of go back in itself, so it sees this drive, and it should be all right. I mean, it's not going to be ideal, but you probably ain't going to see it, to be all fair. Yeah, if there's no SATA ports on the motherboard, no, unfortunately, well, there is, but they've done it on the connector on that front. because otherwise I could have took it from there. I mean, what you could do, which I don't really want to cut this, to be honest, because the wires on these are really thin, and they're fucking ultra thin, and they're really fiddly. I could have just spliced into the wire, or gone in from the ports from the top and probed it, and then gone in that way at the end of it, and it still frees up the other two ports. But the trouble is, if you're doing that, then you're sort of bridging the... No, if they cut that lead, yeah. Otherwise, if you're putting too much strain on one side, you could potentially like give a grand short, because, you know, again, it's not designed to do that. So by doing it this way, it goes through the port, right? And I'll just have to make sure I come out and go back in. So all I've done, I've used up one port for my drive, so I'll have one port available. But at least that's done properly then, because all I've got to do is put a multi-tap on that, you know, a multi-tap port thing, and that'd be fine if I ever want to use more. But you won't, because, you know, obviously it's all touchscreen. So, you know, that's all right if you want to do. That'd be okay if you just plug in like a little Wi-Fi dongle. So that way, then it gives it wireless side. So that way, it don't touch the operating system, and I've got a 1 terabyte drive attached to it. So what I need to do then, I think that'd be fine the way I've got it. I just need to mount this, and this is going to be the challenging. And I know what Worms is going to say, glue it. Yeah, in theory, yeah, you probably could, but I've obviously got a better idea. I would put some padding and double-sided tape straight onto that, because it's metal versus metal. Serious. Well, I was waiting for you to say it. You was going to say it at some point in your life. You was going to say, yeah, that's it. You just devoured it. He was actually going to say, no, come on, be serious, guys. No, glue. Glue is always, sometimes glue is not always your friend. I've melted it. So I'm thinking, I think that might be my best guess, is look for some foam padding, and I'll pad this out, or double-side it. So in the hard drive. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Actually, that could work, Carfor. The only downside is, if I solder it, and the fucking hell am I supposed to take it out? If the drive's literally welded to the back of it. What you could do, because this is only a metal shielding, because obviously the touch screen's all underneath it, you could create some epoxy and put epoxy on it. Once that sets, that ain't going to go nowhere. I mean, if you want 100% it, epoxy it. But because that's going to be sandwiched, I reckon double-sided tape will be fine. And I've got plenty of that, which I've got up here. So I'm going to take the guess and double-side it, because once that sandwiches, this is not going to move anyway. You know, at the end of the day, Velcro it. You fucking put Velcro on. You know, that's like, and you just think, oh, is that supposed to sound like that? Comparing, I fucking dropped that on the floor earlier. I'm actually amazed that still works. I mean, I'll put it back in a box, all nice and safe. Well, oh, for crying out loud. I fucking knocked it and it went bang on the floor. So it's obviously not gone down too great. Fixed the hard drive caddy for my laptop then, and that'll mount it. Yeah, actually, that actually will. You know, yeah. Actually, but obviously you've got to think of the clearance. I mean, it's obviously I ain't got much clearance on this front. Looking at this, you know, you've got, you've only got about that much in depth, to, you know, for your clearance levels. And that's just about the right thickness of that 2.5. I mean, I don't know why they didn't do that to start with. They could have just, or if you really wanted to, right, because look, it's got the holes there, right? If you really are that fussed, right, and you're 100%, you could cut a bit of board, right, the Ostane on it. They could have pre-drilled 4 holes on that, which wouldn't be hard to do, and then just screw it directly. I mean, that way, then you'll know for sure that it would not come off. It's not going to move around. But it's not going to be moved around, even with, because once that presses down and you put the clamp on that, this ain't going nowhere. It's just not. Velcro it. So I might as well use this drive up at the end of the day. It will come in handy. Will come in handy. So I'm going to. The only thing is, I've got to try to put. I'll cover all of it. Actually, it's going to grab me scissors. No, hold up. I've got a pair of scissors, haven't I? No, I've got a pair of scissors. Oh, Sam, that's good. Right. At least, I'd like to get, if that's Estorim on that one, the 4GB. I wonder how much that would be for DDR3, PCL3, which is DDR3 on this. It's not, obviously that wouldn't be a lot, would it? For Peter, can you have a look for Estorim, right? For PC3. Let me put it in your code, and then you see how much while I'm doing this. Where's the keyboard? Oh yeah, it's down here. And then what I do, find out how much a bit of RAM is. See if I've only got one. There's only one stick of RAM in it, so, which is 4GB. If I can upgrade that to 8, that would really help it. Dramatic. Find out how much it is a piece of that for eBay. I might be able to order one up. Because it's got on there 2 times 8. So obviously there's 2 lots on that one bank on that piece. So it is PC. It is 3L. So dim. It's 128 seconds. So it's a 128. 00 S. So it's 128 obviously bits a second on that front. Let me double check. 8GB will do. Yeah, it's the SODIMMs on these. Obviously, this is going to be, it's DDR3. So it's old RAM, but I don't know. Old RAM can still fetch it quite a bit because at the moment RAM prices has gone through the roof for PCs. If you ever want to do an upgrade, I wouldn't recommend it at the minute. The prices have gone ludicrous for RAM. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover all of this, right, with sticky. Oh, hold up. Yeah, I still need to do it anyway. And then I've got some foam padding, and I'm going to stick that with foam padding on top. So that'll give that a good bite. We're actually trying to get glue. I mean, obviously, the good old trusted glue, it does work. It works very well. So we are doing some modifications to it. If you just put that on Discord. Where's MK? MK cracks me up. Yep. Super glued it. Super glued it. So obviously I'm going to cover all of this with double-sided tape. And then what I'm going to do is obviously try to put I need to take that one off because otherwise I know what's going to happen. One's going to overlap and then it won't stick. Like that. I didn't know that was going to happen. Cool. Right. So I've got double-sided tape on all of that lot, right? So I double-sided all of that. So what I want to do now is get some foam backing. Obviously, the reasons why that won't stick, because obviously there's a bit of a lip both sides of these because of the way this is situated at the end of it. It's the way they've done it here. they've created this lip bit, but that might just be enough to cover that back in. Super glued it. Yeah, in Discord. Cheers, bud. No disrespect, but I would have used an SSD to bring it into the Millennium. Yeah, you could do. I mean, whatever route you can go down. I have got a connector in there, but yeah, it's sad to see that it's better and faster. It would be better and faster. It would. I definitely would be better and faster if I can bung at least 8 gigs in there. That would really give it a boost. I've got an empty M.2 port. You want to use what you've got. See, I've got one of these, and I'll show you what I've got. It's up here because I know where I put it. I bought one of these, and it's an M.2 adapter, so you can plug it in to a USB Type-C connector into a WAS name on it. I bought these ages ago. So basically, you use it as a dock, put your M.2 in, you could mount it straight away. But obviously, you'll still be in the same boat. Obviously, I've got to go USB Type-C to a USB, and then I could have just put it there. I mean, it's going to make no difference, and it would still work the exact same thing. It would just be that will be quicker. But these drives are pretty quick anyway. That's a 7200 speed, and obviously the M.2s are going to be a lot more expensive. For 1 terabyte, I would pay probably 3 times the amount for what I would use on these. So, I mean, this is still, I mean, it's not going to be as quick as this. Obviously, that's like a shorter version of one of these, basically. Obviously, an M.2 would be a little bit quicker because depending on what type of RAM, if you use like a FireCuda stick or Samsung or anything like that, it's going to be quick on that front. But yeah, that's why I always keep one of these little adapters, because these are always handy, because you can put them on there, plug them in, upload them, take them with you. PCDD repairs. Hello, bud. How you doing? You said you got a big reveal. You got a big revealing Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that. So, no spoilers on that front. So hopefully you should have we should look forward to that. What time are you actually streaming? I'm hoping it's going to be something really exciting. So you've obviously got a big announcement to come on that front. So yeah, looking forward to that. Right, okay. The horror show is at 10:15 a.m. Right, brilliant. I'm not working on that day, so actually I've got a bit of running around. I'll make a note of the time on that, and I'll put a note on there because I don't want to miss it. Otherwise, I'm going to be gutted. So I'd rather watch it live. So yeah, I'll make a note on that, on the time frame, and see what's going to come up. I am looking forward to it. Right, now we've got some foam stuff here. Right, I've got a roll of it here. That's fucking fell down behind me. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some of this foam tape, right? This foam padding, right? So obviously that will take up that gap, and it will also, right, stick to some of the bits that I want it to stick to. So it'll give it a good bond. So I know it's not going to go anywhere, because once it sits here, it ain't going to go. That's it. But what I'll do, I'll put this back now, because obviously I can't use that SATA port. Obviously, clearly I don't need to. So let me put that in there. Grass puddles in. I've unplugged it, I? Yeah, I did. Fucking hell. God, I was a bit concerned then for a minute. I thought, hang on, I'm fucking about with live chassis here. Is it wise? Because I know what's going to happen. If I muck about with live chassis, I'm going to get vaulted. Yeah, mind you, I see Worms will laugh. It'll actually, you'll see me light up like a Christmas tree, which probably won't go down too great. Right. Obviously, put these on. Yeah, coming out. Yeah. You just say, what's up with him? Why is he doing the funky chicken? You're just thinking, hey? Well, wouldn't you if you had like a 400-volt cat going through you? You think it won't go down too well. Make a great stream. Better be the shortest stream. You'll probably just see me like flipping like a bit of fish on the floor. Like a fish out of water. Yes, definitely. Tell me, it makes me laugh. Right, back on. Cool. So now, what I do before I put that down, I've got to try and this is what's going to be causing the headache. I'm going to have to lay it up here, right? This front. If I lay it at an angle, I'm just hoping that's going to clear it, because obviously, like laying it on there, it's obviously not ideal on that front. I love all this sparkling water. I love sparkling water. Love the bicarbonate soda. I got this one out of Sainsbury's. It's no added sugar, right? So it's on there. And it's mango and passion fruit from Sainsbury's. It's absolutely lovely. I can drink bottles of this stuff on that front. Obviously, I've probably got more microplastics in this than anything else. So if they ever do an autopsy on me, it won't be the water be coming out. It'll be all the microplastics that I swallowed. You'd probably say, cause of death, microplastics. You think, oh, for crying out loud, that ain't going to go down well. Try the back first. I am. That's exactly. You must have read my. Do you know what? You read my mind. That's exactly what I was just going to do. I thought, no, try it. But don't mount nothing, because I know what happens when you mount. You put it all in, make it all look nice, and it won't fucking mount up. And you think, no, you're right. It told you it won't go on. Right, would help if I did it the right way. So what I want to do is just lay that cable. So all I want to do is just mount that next to the speaker. I think I'll be all right. No, I'm fine. Absolutely fine. So that'd be fine. So what I do, I'll have to lay it. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit in a way because it's catching. It's catching up here. It looks like the cable. The cable's just about cleared that section, right? Once I tightened this up, but it looks like it just about lays on near enough where this sits. But I'm thinking it'd be fine once I put a bit of foam padding on here. Obviously, at the minute it's tilted because obviously there's a bit of a gap. But I'll take that up with the foam padding side. So hopefully, so I'm going to take that off, put that on there. Microplastics. They're obviously on there. After that, that tingle, it gets me for the numb arms. It's the same feelings when you walk upstairs. Yeah, it's called it's called sellotape. Sellotape on it. Right it back first. Get more plastics inside that bony in that Bonnie Blue. Yeah, definitely. She, I think that Bonnie Blue, right? I'm not joking. She's had more blokes that I've ever known. Seriously, how can some people just, I'm not being funny. Ain't that enough to put someone off? That would put me off. Rotten that would. And yeah, if a bloke ever did that to a woman, then they'd say, yeah, that's all you're worried about. You're just going off, But because women do it, they can get away with it. But if a bloke did that, God, you wouldn't hear the end of it. You'd get lynched, absolutely lynched. She must get paid well for that Bonnie Blue, I tell you. I didn't even bother watching the documentary. So it was on Netflix. I see it on there, but I didn't bother watching it. Now that's the reasons why I double taped it, because sometimes this tape is not all that sticky. So I thought if I do this and if I do that again, double side tape that on top of this ain't going to go nowhere. So I'm going overkill, because once it sits there, it won't need to come out unless it fails. Then, but at least it ain't epoxied. I've not put that on there. Yeah, the what's that? Only get the lunch of the wife. Yeah, it's basically, yeah, you get lynched. Yeah, it's true. But it is true, isn't it? You do. You get lynched otherwise. Oh, is that coming up to the end? Well, that was a good fucking bit of tape, wasn't it? Look. Lucky enough, I'll have to get some more of this stuff. So what I do, I've gone a bit overboard with this, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to come out, and it will stay, and I won't have to super glue it. I won't have to worry about worms saying get the glue out at the end of it. It will stay where it is. Get the glue out. I'm looking forward to seeing what you've got revealed. So hopefully it's going to be something really interesting. What is it? What, this? Oh, sorry, bud. Yeah, it's one of those. This is what they call one of those diner orders. Basically, it's a touch computer. What they used to use for, they use it, you know, when they pre-order stuff, and you can add it all up, its totals, and then it comes out. It come in, and obviously we're not allowed to sell them. So in the front, and I took all the top off it. So I've got all the bits on there, because I'm going to turn this into. Obviously, I'm going to turn this. Pico recommended it, and all. Well, I'm going to turn this into a jukebox, which obviously it's a touch master, so which will be pretty cool. Because then I can have that out in the kitchen, and then just touch what songs I want. Knowing me, it'll be probably all 1980s. How's that fucking got tangled up in there? Jesus. Right. I know it looks a bit jank, but I've done the best I can there, right? So it's double-sided with padding, with more double-sided. Now I'm going to do the same again, right? Obviously, I've got the foam on that. That should now take that gap up. And so if I put that back in, that gap now should have been taken up on the back of it. Near enough. The time I put that double-sided on there, that'd be near enough. It's going to be close. And when I say close, you can actually see it on there. It's a tiny, tiny little bit. The time I put the double-sided on, that'll bond that, and that ain't going nowhere. So that will take that gap up. So because of the way this is with the foam padding, that's what's done it. It's obviously took most of all that off. So what I need now is back with that double-sided tape. Stick it all up here. So first things first, I need to mark this. So where's a pencil? I'll take a pencil and mark where this goes. I love doing modifications. I mean, PCs are great for modding. They really are. When I built that one over there, I was going to turn it into a fish tank, like a form of fish tank. Believe it or not, I'm not just saying it. You can run a PC on mineral, what they call, it's a mineral oil. If you look at Linus Tech Tips, he done one, right? He sealed it all up, done it all properly, and I've got to admit, it looked really cool. And that really gave me a concept design that I wanted to do with that. And he actually submerged the PC, and it worked because it's a special oil that they run it on, right? But which you can do. You can run an oil. You can run a PC on like a mineral. It's like a mineral oil, very fine. Does make a mess, but CPU fan worked. The temperatures were nice on it, but it did have to look cool. And he put all this. He had it water cooled as well, with it going around with the pipe. So it's from the last. Right, we're back on. Woohoo! It's gone. Oh, it's gone. It's gone red. Oh fuck! This ain't good, then, is it? Hold up. Let me get the. Why have I got a red? Why have I got a red one, and I've got a green one? I've got a red and a green. What's the back? Is the back? Well, that one's on. What? The last 12 minutes, no sound. Oh, for fuck! Crying out loud! Seriously? So why have I got? Why is that? I've never seen that before. I've got a red one and a green one. I've never seen that. No, the last 10 minutes, if no sound. No. That is a low. Oh, for quite. I charged that. I fucking put that on charge. Unless I didn't charge it properly. Hang on, guys. Let me go and grab the charger. Fucking hell. I bet you're right. Oh, right. I see. Where it's coming up red and it comes up yellow. Like a yellow. Can we actually use this? For crying out loud, honestly thought that was charging up. I wonder if I can actually use it. I'll keep an eye on it. I've plugged it in on that front. For fuck's sake, that's fucking technology for you, isn't it, eh? Unbelievable. I got 7 hours from mine. Did you? Now, battery life on them, it was actually saying battery. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, that's all right. We're back up and running. Battery life on them, they were saying between 11.5 hours and the receiver 10.5 hours. Or vice versa. I knew it's something like that. So if you got 7 hours out of it, obviously that's not sticking to what it's recorded at. Last 10 minutes, I've been fucking talking, I've been cracking up and it's been muted. Great. Typical streams, isn't it? Streams never go to the way you want it to. DJI? No, everyone has got DJIs. I thought, I'll get a DJI. I thought, like, you know, I know by the drones, because the drones are pretty good. Hopefully that'll keep that. Yeah, you can repeat everything from the what's that? The Mional PC you said. I don't know, I probably forgot now. Okay, that's gone out my head. That's gone. You can literally let's just scrub that over and forget about it. I'll have to keep an eye on it. It's still coming up in red in there, no? Right, so I've now took all this off. Right, so this is going to be the final mount now. So once I put this in, I will not be able to move it. I think that's good to go. So looking at that, right, we've got a tiny, ever so tiny little bit on there, but there's obviously double-sided, and foam packing on the back of that. And look, like I said, that ain't coming off. Look, so even if I wanted to try and get that off, obviously I'll have to take this off to slide that off. But that drive is not going to go nowhere. That's bonded. So that's just as good the way I've done that. So I know that's going to be solid. So what I've got to try and do now this is going to be the most tricky part, right? I've got to try and mount this wire back through its case to put all this back. Why is that loose? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. I like to get my memes up and working. I've got a stack of good ones in there, and I've got some really good bits, but I'm stuck trying to set up on the scene section. Obviously, Russ didn't tell me what to do on that point. Oh, this might cause. The only downside is I'm going to have a problem, right? Obviously, I've got a cable coming out here, right? So I've got to have the cable coming back out to go back in. So what I'm better off doing, I'm better off taking piercing an hole here for it to come through, for it to go back into this section, because it would make sense. But obviously, I've got to do a cutout for that to go in, which is not going to be easy, because I need that cable coming back out of itself, a slit here, so the cable can actually come out. So let's put that aside. So that's going to be the next tasking. Right, okay. Where's that Dremel? Oh God, I don't think that Dremel's going to be up to it. Air vent, air vent. It would be an air vent. The trouble is, this ain't got no guts. It's absolutely gutless. These are right if you want to do like a little bit of polishing up on. These are right on motherboards and bits, but obviously, oh, that's right. Look, it's going green now. It went from red to green, so that's charging. I thought I charged it. No, to be totally honest, I honestly did. I mean, this is always plugged in, so I know for a fact that that's charging up. So that should be good on that front. But this, I might have to use the drill and punch a hole in it, which is going to sound a bit brutal. This is what I'm saying about with the, oh look, curly bits. Get the curly bits out. This is what I'm saying about with that drill. Them bits on these splice through anything. It goes through metal. I've put that on really sheet metal, right, about nearly an inch thick, and it went through it. So I knew I wouldn't have any problems there. Fucking hell, look at the bits, look at the mess it makes, actually. That is made, that's made a right hashtag out of that lot. There's metal shards, there's just plastic shards everywhere. It's fucking all over the table. But I know for a fact that that will go through. Obviously, I've got to make it wider than that. Where's the USB port? Yeah, there. Ding dong. So I've still got a bit of way to go yet, but I'm on the right trail. So we've got a nice hole for that to pull through, and that's near enough there. So where's the USB port? So if I take my keyboard, right, I want my keyboard to go through, and it does, right? So that's going to be near enough that, and that took seconds. That's what I said. The right tool for the right job. Stuart Pico said, like, you know, you don't work unnecessarily where you don't need to. I'm sure there'll be a tool for it. Obviously that's never going to go back to the way it is, but it's the only other way I'm going to get around the system of the port coming back out. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could put like a ram bung on that and just block that off at the end of it. But job done, and it's right next to the USB port. So all I've got to do is loop it back over, so it'll come out and it'll go straight back into here. And all I've got to do really is, like you said, is bung like a bung on it, and the bung will be fine. I'm gonna have to hoover that up. Look at the mess that's made. Jesus, that looks like someone's been shaving literally all over the place on that front. Yes, and it's gone pear shaped. It's sheep.
I can't believe the last fucking 10 minutes his battery's died. That's unbelievable. You know, I've got more shavings on me than anything. At least I can get this Hoover don't make a noise so much. It's not, that's what I like Dysons. They're really quiet. The decibels. Just really picks up well. I don't want to put it on high. So I ain't got to worry about really updating anything else on the front. I can actually just, all I've got to do really, obviously it's got windows, I just have to get it activated on that front. that hot glue, right, that got stuck on there, I can't even get that off. I mean, you know, it obviously looks natural there, so obviously it's not going to be shortening the parts or anything. It's not going to touch anything. The metal's not moving, so it's not grinding out on the actual thing. So they really could have put it right here. It's away from the USB ports. I don't know why they didn't really want to put it in, or like you said, you could have done it through an M.2. Even if you had one of these, right, you could have mounted it at the side, so it had plenty of room. And that was because these are still, that's near enough about the same. That's a little bit thicker, that is. Looking at that M.2, that's slightly a little bit thicker. Obviously, you've got to be careful because otherwise it won't snap into place, and then you're going to end up with having problems at the end of it. So yes, PC DeVers all soaked up all the screws. Does the hot tub song too? Yes, but the no PCD, is that right? I don't think the cable will be bendy enough. I think it'll be fine. And I'll show you, right? Obviously, this has all got to go back now, right? And we're going to prove that point. Straight through, right? So that's the right depth. This is why reasons why you got to have a bigger cable. Right, look, straight in. Right. I've already measured it. At the end of the day, I'm pretty good at working PCs out. Me and PCs work like tandem. I never have any problem, any issues with PCs on that. I know I'll get round it. The chances are we'll definitely get round the system. That won't go in yet because obviously this is not pushed down. But the issue is there, and I've not bent it up too much, so there's a little bit of play up there as well. So that way it don't put too much strain, and I'll show you. It don't put too much strain up here. So what I've done, because I've moved it further up, otherwise if you put it straight onto where this bit is, you're going to be bending the wire, and then obviously you're putting strain. You could potentially break the things. So this is going to be more than enough for that to hook round, and then it still won't even bend here. So again, it won't take it from the bend. So calculate all that in with the difference. You should be fine. But it doesn't matter. We're going to put all this back now. We're going to leave all the top off. Just open now. That drive will go in. Because obviously I might have to do a little bit of modding within grids for that sitting. I can't see it not, to be honest. It looks like it's going to be the case. I think we're going to be fine. He says, yes, he says. Here's some butchers. Oh, you fuckers. Yes. Obviously, I'm going to have to get the bottom. This is top bit's got to have to go in first. No, it can't, because the bottom part won't go in. So, hate plastics. Absolutely hate plastics. Oh no, he's laughing. What? Piece of here bears. The Swindons. Oh yeah, you got an Hoover to do tomorrow, eh? I forgot. I don't think it. However, I do have a laptop that sings. It's a Dell. Yeah, that's a good. Hot glue. Oh no, hot glue on the SATA connection, and then a drive to stop it. It just move it from Joe the spoonings. Hot glue always works well. Worms loves hot glue. Fucking hell, this really don't want to clip back in. It took fucking. Why don't things ever, you take them apart, then they don't want to go back in, do they? All this is clipped in, right? Clipped in, huh? So most of that's all clipped in, except for that bit there, right? That's the way they've designed it. Fucking Mickey Mouse. It's Mickey Mouse. Oh my cow. Seriously? You can't put too much pressure on this screen because you know you're going to fucking crack it. And then you're thinking, you're thinking, yeah, well, it made a great stream, didn't it? Obviously, with that port still going. No. Obviously, that is not sitting. He'll put that in there. I think that drive is obviously pushed it to its limit. Everything else is clipped in. So it's just like clipped in at the top here. Pico. I watched that from behind the sofa. It's scary. What's that? It's modified. It's not factory. yeah. Actually, well, you know, it's like everything. The PC. Oh, it'll be fine. It's fine. You'll get that'll fit. Yeah, just a bit of prying. It goes through. Now I've drilled a bloody big hole in it. That's all right. It's ventilation. Yeah, that's gone in. Should go. Oh, it won't go in here, will it? Because I've not put those screws in. Obviously, I forgot. You've got to put screws back in. What screws did I even take out? Was it these ones? I think it was. Yeah, that looks like it. Where's that little... Oh, yeah, it's up here. There you go. Nice. Diddy. That other screw was diabolical to get out. Fuck that right up. Should be good. Should be good. Where's take the last remaining three? Well, obviously I can't do the others, you know, because obviously one of them was completely mangled up. Oh, excuse me. Cool. We got any more for any more? Yeah, we are. We've got some more. Lovely jubbly. No, that's not them. I don't think it is. That's not them. So what was these off on? Ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong. Right. Well, I can't find the other screws. That is annoying. Well, I put them in the corner. It was only to hold that in. That side's in, look. Now, obviously, now I've put all the screws in, right? Now, you'd think that side would have been causing you issues of taking that out. No, absolutely fine at the end of it. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do before I do that. I did put, where did I put that other? I had one port in there, and I think I'm going to put that back in, which will be for the wireless side. He says, oh, we are Netgear. Here it is. So this is the wireless dongle, which I'm going to put back in. It says, hold up a minute, why isn't that going in? That's weird. It's not even going in. Did you? Right, hold up a minute. Am I putting it in upside? Oh, fucking hell, I'm putting it in upside. Obviously, that won't go in, that one. Because the casing is stopping it from going in. Wow. There you go, she's in. Just wanted a little bit of guidance. I've got that in. So I've got the wireless dongle back in. I've got that plugged in from the thing. All I need to really sort out is the top part here. The clipping. And then the rest is in. Because look, it's all gone in. So it's all set flush. Look, got a little bit there. Obviously, but the screws are missing there to hold that in. Right? So I've got 2 screws missing there. But the rest is all, it's literally all buttered up. Look, all both sides. So all I've got to sort out really is this bit, just this little bit here. Like that. See? Pry it up, move it in. There you go. Snap, crackle and pop. And she's in. So we've got all that snap back in there, and that looks now factory. Except at the back, all I've basically done, drilled an hole, which you're not even going to notice, to be totally honest, at the back of that. That's all slotted back in. It's all slotted in here. I've got no issues here whatsoever. It's all nicely tight. I've just got 2 screws to put in. But what we do, we'll plug it back in now, and just want to confirm if that actually does work, which it would be nice to see. I can't see why not. It's the finishing touches. So we've done a little bit of a modification to this. At least I can get a 1 terabyte drive in. Green light, good. Beep, good. Megatronics, good. and we've done. It looks like new. I'm pretty good when it comes to PCs. I've done a lot of modifications to PCs. I know what I can get away with and what I can't at the end of the day. But if it wouldn't, I would have got round it another way. See, this is my field. I don't have any issues with PCs. I've worked with them right back from the early 70s all the way up. So obviously, you know, if you can't sort a PC out, so any PC related, I'll get round it. Guarantee I'll get round it. I've not come across the problem yet. So we're going to go PC, and we've got the spare drive. So you can actually see she's up and running. Cool. So now I can dump, I've got a terabyte drive in it now, so I can dump all the MP3 files, and it works flawless. So obviously, all I've done was took one drive out. So took one USB, which is going to power up, and it ain't putting no strain on that at the end of it. Got the cable coming out, that's not putting any strain. The obviously the hard drive's here at the end of the day. It might get a little bit warm, which USBs, drives do get a little bit toasty at the end of the day, but it's facing down, so it's not shortening out on anything. So I can't see that, but that is, to me, that's a win. You know, done a little bit. I'd like to put an 8 gigabyte DDR3 in this, into it. But the good thing is, this was going to get slung. So, well, it wasn't going to get slung. It was going to go to the electronic waste. So I've saved that from the electronic waste side and revived it into a juke. It'd be nice to turn it into a jukebox and do it. So, cool. Wait for the green light to go out. Cheers. Again, another project out the way, but I might have to revisit it. If Pico probably found me some RAM, I'll take the 4 gig out and put the 8 gig in, and that's it. Problem solved. I'm not putting that top piece in. There's no point at the end of the day. Just leave it off. It's not noticeable, and you get a bit more air out of it. So where's the where's the drive? Oh, yeah. Obviously, I'm not putting that screw back in. That was a frigging nightmare. That really put up a fight. I've never known anything to put up such a fight. So we've got. Where's all these screws come from then? I took all these screws out on something. Yeah, well, I know where they go. Don't know, I think, oh, they're underneath the plate. Right, okay. They're a plate one. Cool. I had to think for a minute. Thought, fuck me, where's all these screws come from? I can't recall me taking them out from the thing on it. I hate these electronic screwdrivers. It over torques things. It just goes mad. Obviously, if this was going into a jukebox, I wouldn't be putting this in. I would have made a frame up, like I did in my friend's arcade. I made him a frame up and put him in a Dell 26 monitor, a 26-inch monitor in at the end of it, and yeah, it come out all right. But he wants me to take it back out now because he's obviously got another CRT for me to wire back in, which is not going to be easy. And again, mucking around with high voltage with CRTs, they don't take too kind. You know, on that front. Fucking hate mucking about with CRTs. Do you know what? I think what I'm going to do, because this might have to come off again, and this was a bastard to get off. Absolute bugger. I broke 2 clips getting it off. I think I might leave that off. I think it's a sensible move at the end of the day. Put the bottom plate back on though. I'm going to leave that top. I'm going to leave that bottom because I might have to get access to that again. It only makes sense to actually, because I thought if I've got to take all this off, that's a right fucker to get off. He really did put up a fight. Didn't like me touching it because I broke 2 clips in the process. So I thought, just put the bottom plate back on. leave that top plate off. Now, why isn't that going back on? Just like everything that don't want to go back on. Take it off, it goes back on. No, of course not. So I didn't need to take this off. It was only that middle plate. So this is an all-in-one POS PC. But it's safe going to the old PC in the sky. And these, like you said, you don't get to see too many of these touchscreen TV all-in-one monitors. There was another one, PC. They did make another PC, and it was a Hewlett Packard. And it was an all what they call an all-in-one, bit like the Apple Mac, touch screen, all touch screen. Everything was in behind it. At the end of the day, not everyone's favourite type of PC because they had limitations. Obviously, you couldn't use it for gaming. Some of them did have an NVIDIA chip in. Some of the later ones, but they scrapped the idea in the end anyway. But that is a winner for me. All right, it's a little bit of a mod, but it's worked. It's paid off. Obviously, I don't know where them little screws come from. I ain't got a clue. But then was they off something else? I can't remember. They wouldn't be at the back here because there was nothing else to take out the back. Because look, so that was only a plate that clipped on. So where did them other screws come from? I haven't got a clue. Fuck those, I ain't. Obviously, they come from somewhere. Yeah. Just not done yet. If there's listed, if there isn't a screw left over, it's a bit like a car, isn't it? You take all the bolts out, you think, hang on a minute, why have I got an handful of bolts in my hand? Don't worry about it. That'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, literally. But she is back up. So PC to PCs. Let's see. Off. I'll just double check and make sure this is connecting to the internet. And these are really awkward to get to. Well, one mod done. Another mod out my way, and I ain't got a piss about with this anymore, except when I want to get to it and I want to do the do a RAM upgrade. Obviously, I will have Esto. I will have the rim, the Esto rim, the rim sort of minis because they're really micro. They're really, it's weird. It's old technology, but I'm sure I can get an 8GB. I haven't got an 8GB one. I won't have it. I'll just know. I've got laptop RAM, DDR. I've got DDR2, 3, 4, and 5 on that front. But that boots up a lot quicker because I put fast boot on, obviously. So hopefully, and we got this second drive. So hopefully, but that normally guarantees if there's one that'll be in the deepest part of the first part, then it goes back in. Yes, but the main thing is it's clipped in. This is all lovely clipped in there at the end. The only thing I couldn't put back on was the ones underneath because I don't know where the other two screws have gone. No, me, I dropped them on the floor. And they're probably buried somewhere and I've opened them up or something. That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't be the first time. But The only thing is I've got to sort out is the activation on that front. Let's have a look. Settings. Oh, you have to hold it down. Brings up the settings, and then you go into settings at the end of the day. So it's going to Bluetooth devices and have a look to see if it's got anything. Microphone input, yeah. Device external. See, USB. So it's obviously picked it up. It has definitely picked it up. Devices and having it. USB. Notified me if there's any help. Typing. That's all switched on. Printers and scanners. Obviously, that's not going to be bothered. I might have to run a script through this and de-bloat it at the end of the day. Take some of this shit off. I've already took quite a lot off, but I can take a lot more off. I know what I can push Windows to. I work with Windows quite well. So, does it run Age of Empire? Probably not. The reasons why it probably won't run Age of Empires. It's got the graphic options for Intel HD graphics, so it's obviously going to be just a standard for video. Basically, if I go back, go back into display. Obviously, resolution on this 1366 by 7, so it's not even full HD. I can't even run full HD in it. So I'll get 1024 768 or 1366 by 768. I mean, it's even got a weird fucking resolution. You know why? Because it's like a 16 by 9 on that front. So yeah, it probably will do. I mean, even if I held that on there and go to display settings is going to display what that's going to be displaying at this. Display is most recommended. It won't go up any higher than that. So 1366 by 768, which is a really weird sort of like power scenario on it. Power sleep. Screen goes to sleep after 5 hours. Yeah, that's fine. On that front. Well, I have got a mod. I've done it, but it's like, so now obviously I've took up the one of the USB ports, and have we got internet? We should have, because now it should pick up. If we go into networking settings, networks have been mentioned, they've been changed. Change adapter settings. No, it just picks up. So for some reason, it's not picked up my dongle. Status. Let's have a look. Ethernet, dial-up, VPN. No, it's only picked up. It's not picked it up for some reason. That means it could be an update for it to pick that up. Obviously, obviously where I've took that out, I might have reset it because I took the BIOS chip, the battery clock out at that front, which is on the other side. But she is working. I mean, obviously, full keyboard, so you should have all your settings on there. You've got your touchpad. Obviously, if you want to draw something, you can actually see it. You can see the mouse settings, like a little cursor flying around. Obviously, and then you can use this to tap or double tap. So it virtually gives you like all the settings on there. I can see why they use these for tills, because it's perfect. Once you've got the interface set up on it, at the end of the day, it's absolutely ideal. But you ain't got to use it for that. This would be great for jukeboxing, so which would be really cool. Of course, like time for an external GPU. What's that? An external GPU. Believe it, in theory, do you know what? You could be right. If you had a PCI Express right, into I know you could do it on certain Dell laptops. They did have a little port underneath, and it was a ribbon cable that could actually go to a PCI Express external port. You can, in theory, run a graphics card and run it. You know, it's going to look odd, but I don't know if you do it to these types because it probably wouldn't have the interface. Uh, Fuck me, I only touched that. It's so touch sensitive on here. You know, all of that is complete touch. That's what I said. You have to be careful when you take these apart. You don't want to crack them on that because obviously you've got all the interface on there. I mean, obviously that's 16 by 9. Weird resolution though. You know, 1366 by a weird on that. They could have done full HD, but it don't matter. I mean, if only for what this will be great just for browsing, browsing the internet, doing a bit of homework on it. You know, at the end of the day, obviously you've got all the other stuff on there. You've got all your photos, so you can bring all your photo stuff up. Obviously, it's not going to connect that because it's not connected to the net. And mine is connected to the PC. So what I need to do is plug that directly into the EJ45 connector, update it. Once it's updated, that will pull the information with all the other bits as well, and then just unplug it and turn. I'll go into the general options, probably into the MS services, and disable the internet because you won't need. Otherwise, it's going to keep popping up and it'll drive you nuts. So I'll probably go into the services and disable it that side. Emulation machine, yeah, possibility. You won't be able to run. You won't be able to run all of the emulations, but you should be able to run PlayStation. Might be able to play PlayStation ones, but I'm just going to use this for jukebox. So I just want a nice interface, and the interface then will just take the information once I've pulled it into its directory. But that's what I got it for, really. I mean, they was only going to put this in the e-waste, so this was going to go in the e-waste section, which I've stopped it from going in there. So it's nice to add a little bit of a touch that I've now used that 1 terabyte driver on that front, and that's off. That's how quick it turns off. Obviously, 1 second. You know, that's how quick I like to peak Windows. I'll de-bloat it, take half the crap off, and it literally just instantly shuts down. So you don't want to wait 5 minutes. Obviously, I've got to do that to this PC. I've not done it yet because this is the one I'm using for streaming. Is my old gaming rig on that front, but yeah, I would say that is definitely a win-win. So on that front, and it's fuck me 11 o'clock, guys. I've got to get up in the morning because I've got to go. Obviously, I've got the thing on there, but thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. It's really been a right great. I mean, I didn't know that was the time. I mean, this is how you get carried away. But yeah, hopefully. So I'll be on Andy's stream tomorrow. So I've got to wrap that up. Before I go to bed, I've got to wrap that up and get that ready for Andy for tomorrow, so I can get that posted and take that round there. And don't forget to check the Discord. I will do. No, I've already got that, but I already know. So you're on my Discord team. So hopefully, I've posted that that thing for you. So hopefully 2 days. So what's the date? Monday. You should receive it Thursday. 48 hour. You know, you do pretty good. I've wrapped it up well and all. So. Right over there. But thanks, guys. Thanks for joining this stream. So interesting one. Managed to do it. So it's another. To me, it's a fix. So catch you later. Have a great evening, won't you? I will. After I'll go to bed. See you later, guys. Ta-ra.